अस्सलामुअलैकुम। आज का हमारा 60 डेज चैलेंज का टॉपिक है एंगल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ सर्कल। सो बेसिकली जो सर्कल्स का पार्ट है मैथ के सिलेबस में वो हम कवर करेंगे। सबसे पहले तो हम कुछ बेसिक टर्म्स समझते हैं। सो एज यू कैन सी दिस देयर इज अ सर्कल ऑन माय स्क्रीन। अच्छा, अब ये जो सर्कल है मेरे पास, इसके ये जो साइड है जहाँ पे ये आपके डॉट्स बने हुए हैं, ये वाला पूरा, इसको हम कहते हैं सर्कमफेरेंस। दिस इज नोन एज द सर्कमफेरेंस। ठीक है, नाउ आई विल मेक अ लाइन फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट ऑफ द सर्कमफेरेंस टू द अदर पॉइंट। तो ये पॉइंट से लेके मैं इस पॉइंट तक एक लाइन बना रही हूँ। This line is known as my diameter. This is the diameter of the circle, क्योंकि वो circumference के एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट से, और ये जो ओरिजिन है सर्कल का जो मिडिल का पोर्शन है उससे भी पास हो रही है। दिस इज द मिडिल पोर्शन ऑफ द सर्कल, राइट। ये सर्कल का मिडिल पोर्शन है, वो उससे भी पास हो रही है। सो बेसिकली दिस विल बी द सर्कमफेरेंस। सो सर्कमफेरेंस की जो प्रॉपर डेफिनेशन है वो क्या है कि दिस विल बी द डायमीटर। तो डायमीटर की जो प्रॉपर डेफिनेशन है वो क्या है? फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट ऑफ द सर्कमफेरेंस टू द अदर पॉइंट ऑफ द सर्कमफेरेंस passing through the center of the circle, right? And this hence proves to complete this definition. All right. ये जो यहाँ मैंने ये वाली लाइन बनाई है, this line is a chord because this cannot be the diameter. Why? Although it is passing एक circumference के point से दूसरे circumference के point तक, it is passing through that. लेकिन it is not passing through the center of the circle. So that will be a chord. Even this is a chord, but this is a special kind of a chord, that is the diameter. Okay, now let's understand radius. Now, half of the diameter is the radius. This is my radius. Okay, this is the radius. अच्छा, although these terms are very basic, लेकिन इनको समझना ज़रूरी इसलिए है ताकि हमें आइडिया हो जब हम लोग बेसिकली सारी प्रॉपर्टीज़ की बात करें. सो आई विल बी यूजिंग दीज टर्म्स सो यू ऑल हैव एन आइडिया. ओके, सो बेसिकली हमने कॉर्ड, डायमीटर, रेडियस समझा. जस्ट वन मोर थिंग इज लेफ्ट टू बी अंडरस्टूड एंड दैट इज द tangent. Tangent क्या होगा? दिस, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द लाइन आई एम मेकिंग राइट नाउ, this is a tangent to the circle. Now, how am I saying that this is a tangent to a circle? So the definition of tangent will be, even when we make tangents to curve, so it touches the curve at one point and then it moves away, and then it won't touch the curve at any other point. Similarly, for the circle, it is touching the circle at this point, right? So it will touch the circle at this point and then it will move away from the circle, right? Now then it wouldn't touch the circle. Okay, so this is the tangent. So we've understood the diameter, the chord, the radius and the tangent. Now let's start with the first property. So this is a first property. So the important thing to note is this point and this point. Both the lines should be coming out of this segment, this point only. So this segment holds very importance. For example, if the other one is like this, so no, that's wrong. That becomes wrong, right? So when one of them hits the origin, hits the center, and one of them hits the circumference, then A is equal to twice of B. So this property only agrees when it is A, number one, coming out of the same segment, and number two, one of them hits the origin, the center, and the other one hits the circumference. Okay. Now, the other property, angles in the same segment. The name suggests both the angles should again belong to the same segment. That is one condition. The second condition is both of them should hit the circumference. Those angles will be equal. So, once again, what is the property? Angles in the same segment are equal. And what is the condition? Both of them should hit the circumference coming out of the same segment. Now, moving towards opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral. Now, I have used this word with you. What is this? This is a chord. With this chord, another chord is joined. With this chord, another chord is joined. With this chord, another chord is joined. This makes a four-sided shape known as the quadrilateral. It's a polygon that is a quadrilateral because of four sides, right? Now, if these are chords, what is the condition of chord? That they form when the line is formed with the points of the circumference, then only a chord is. If the quadrilateral is formed from the chords of the circle, then only the opposite angles will be equal to 180. That means B and A equals 180 degree and C and D equals 180 degree. So if we know A, let's say we know A is 120. So we can easily know that B is 60, right? But again, all of them should lie on the circumference, and when all of them lie on the circumference, this will be made out of four chords. Now let's look at the fourth property. Perpendicular, this is the sign of perpendicular. So if you see it anyway, that's the sign of perpendicular. Perpendicular bisector of chord passes through center. So that makes OB perpendicular to AC. So B is basically the perpendicular bisector. So this has two things, perpendicular and bisector. Bisector means bisecting it into half, cutting it into half. This point B cuts AC into half. And perpendicular means that OB is making a 90 degree angle with AC. That only happens when it is passing through a center. So any point passing through the center which is perpendicular to the chord will also bisect the chord, right? Okay, coming towards the next property. This is a very easy property, angle in semicircle. Now, why is it called angle in semicircle? Because this property is concerned with half of the circle. It covers half of the circle. So, whenever an angle is made with the whole diameter, the angle is made, the angle hits the circumference. That will be a 90 degree angle. Now, look at this. Even over here, now this C, this is covering a different part of the circle, that is the first half of the circle, and this is covering the second half of the circle. That is the reason it is known as semicircle. Okay, now let's come towards the next one. Radius is perpendicular to the tangent. I've explained to you both what is radius and tangent, and what is the meaning of that radius is perpendicular to the tangent. They make a 90 degree angle, right? So wherever they meet, they make a 90 degree angle. So we have already done these terms, so we are going quickly through these properties. Tangents from external points. Now when this tangent is from point P, this tangent is from point Q, and now they are meeting at the point T. So both the tangents meet at point T. So this PQ and this PT, they are equal. So when will that happen? When two tangents meet. From whatever points they are the tangent to the circle till the point they meet, though that length will be equal to the other tangent. Equal chords equidistant from center. So if there are two chords over here, AB and CD, they will be equal. Now there is a condition for them to be equal, and the condition is when they are equidistant from the center. That means the distance OP for chord AB and the distance OQ for chord CD, that is the same. Similarly, if this AB and CD are equal, that means that OQ and OP will be equal. So they are interrelated conditions. So as you can see, all the properties, these are the 8 properties which are included, and I hope you've understood the topic properly. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.